Ever notice how just moving around, like even just in your own neighborhood, compared to going out of town a bit, you kind of
Mm-hmm.
start to see things a little differently.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, someone we know, let's just call them Ang, was doing just that. They were noticing the plants in the soil, the dirt in their neighborhood, and then when traveling. And it actually sparked a pretty interesting question for us to dig into
Oh,
today.
cool. What caught Aang's eye?
Well, they were thinking about red soil,
Mm.
like that really distinct reddish dirt you sometimes see.
Yeah.
And they realized that it seems way less common in cities than when you head out to more rural areas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Aang mentioned that it kind of felt like almost every trip outside the city limits, boom, you're surrounded by this vibrant red soil.
Mm.
But then back in the city, parks, gardens, it's like it's rare to find it.
Interesting. So for today's deep dive, we're tackling this whole red soil mystery. Or is it mystery?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Our source material is Aang's observation, which they share online.
Yeah.
It's just a simple noticing, but it got us thinking what's going on beneath our feet,
Yeah.
especially in all these urban areas.
Right.
So our mission is to try to figure out why there seems to be this lack of red soil in cities.
So basically, we're starting with Aang's feeling that red soil is just less common in the city compared to more rural places?
Yeah, exactly. And what I think about right away is just how much cities change the natural landscape. I mean, when you really picture a city being built, what happens to all the ground that was there before?
Yeah.
It can't just be covered up, can it?
Well, it's a great question, and the truth is urban development really transforms things.
Yeah.
We're talking about a huge amount of construction digging for building foundations, leveling the land for roads, putting in all that infrastructure underground, and all of that really messes with the soil profiles that were there before.
Soil profiles.
Yeah, the distinct layers of soil beneath the surface. So any original soils, including that red soil Aang was talking about, are often dug up and either moved somewhere else or just buried under all kinds of new fill material.
Okay, so imported fill, meaning they're bringing in dirt from somewhere else, not even using what was there.
Exactly. So this new material usually comes from different places and can have different colors and compositions. It's all about creating a stable base for all the buildings and roads. So that red soil could be completely replaced. And then on top of that, you have to consider what they're covering the ground with.
Oh, yeah, all that concrete and pavement. I mean, it's like trying to water a parking lot.
Oh,
Nothing's getting through.
exactly. All those surfaces are basically impermeable, which really changes the natural drainage patterns.
Yeah.
So rainwater can't seep into the ground like it normally would. And that lack of water infiltration, it messes with the whole process of how soil is made in the first place.
Which takes us back to red soil and how it forms, right? Aang mentioned something about warm and humid climates.
Right. Red soil mainly forms through weathering in those kinds of conditions.
Yeah.
And over time, this leads to a buildup of iron oxides, which gives it that distinct reddish color.
Right.
But it's a slow process. You need the right environmental conditions over a long period. So the rapid changes in those sealed surfaces in cities, they really get in the way of those natural formation processes.
It's kind of crazy to think about that vibrant red color we see out in nature coming from these slow, gradual processes.
Yeah.
And then we as humans come along and completely change the landscape,
Mm.
sometimes in a pretty short amount of time, and, change what's underneath it too.
Yeah. It's really fascinating to think about that contrast between the really long time scale it takes for soil to form and the relatively quick impact of urbanization.
Yeah.
Just shows how much we change the environment sometimes in ways we don't even think about.
So if we kind of bring it all back to Aang's observation,
Yeah.
it seems like the reason red soil is less common in cities isn't because of some weird geological thing.
Right.
It's because of the choices we make when we build and design our cities.
Exactly. All the construction disrupts and replaces the existing soil. Plus, all the changes to the environment make it really hard for new red soil to form naturally.
Yeah. And, it really makes you wonder if something as simple as looking at the color of soil can tell us so much about how our cities affect the planet.
Uh-huh.
What other subtle observations are out there? Maybe we're missing even bigger clues about how we've changed the world just because we're not looking closely enough.
Good question. Food for thought.
Definitely.
Mm.
Well, on that note, that's it for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.